Hey, so last week we started the series Rooted, and week one we talked about how things change. They always change. Good, bad, things change. Change is unavoidable, but God is going to be there for those changes. This week we talked about how when things change, sometimes they can feel broken, like a broken toy, but this is a change in your life. And sometimes those changes feel like they're just something is broken and it can't be fixed. And this has happened throughout history, and you're not alone when you feel that way. Throughout history, like the Old Testament, the Israelites, they had this relationship with God, and they were the chosen people, and they had a very unique part in the story of God because Jesus came from the Israelites, like Abraham, and then Moses, and then all these people led to Jesus, and that was God's plan. So the Israelites knew they were a big part, but they kept breaking things. They kept breaking their promises to God, pray to God to fix everything, and sometimes He would, and sometimes He wouldn't. Because when those things broke, God was still with them. But it didn't feel like God was with them because they forgot to stay rooted in that belief that God was with them. In the book of Isaiah, Isaiah was a prophet back in the Old Testament, and he says, God spoke to him and said, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze." And that's out of chapter 43, verse 2 of the book of Isaiah. And the important thing to remember about this verse, it's not God saying, if things change, I'm going to be with you, or if things change, I'm going to make them better. It was when these changes happen, when you walk through the fire, when you walk through the river, change is going to happen. But God promises that He will be with us in those changes, and we can stay rooted in that belief. Even up until the New Testament, Jesus was born, and He was the living embodiment of that promise, that God is with us. He's called by a name, Emmanuel, a few times in the New Testament, and that name literally means God with us. And Jesus actually speaks on this specifically. In the book of John, it says, "I have told you these things, so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." And that's chapter 16, verse 33 of the book of John. And that's Jesus actually speaking and saying, hey, things are going to change. There's going to be trouble in this life. But take heart, I've overcome the world. Meaning, no matter what the world throws at you, Jesus is bigger. God is bigger than the world. And He's going to be with us no matter what. So I just want to reiterate that very important thing to remember as you go through this week and as you go through the rest of the school year, as you keep going through life. God is with us. God promises from the beginning of time to the end of time that He'll be with us no matter what changes, no matter what life puts us through. God is going to be with us. And that's how I want to close out. I just want to wish you guys a happy week. I look forward to seeing everybody next Sunday. God bless you.